All right. I think Alpharez is in the house now. I think Alpharez is in the house. There's only so much alpha that this guy here. And if you guys here want to see what I'm doing, go and check out one of these two. Maybe follow this. It would be nice. I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much. Just give alpha always. That's all I do. I just give, and everyone's like, this is tasty. Okay, cool. Right, look. So where are we right now? Where are we? All right. If we look at the key numbers that I came in, thank you so much. It's very kind for all the gifts and everything else you're giving me. Does this mean? Does this mean? Does this mean that people are kind of like listening to me now? I don't know if that's. I mean, they shouldn't do. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. This is just only pure like my boy Alvarez giving that straight up. Yeah, man, I've had a Lamborghini. They're uncomfortable cars. What was I gonna say? So, key economic data has come through, right? And I said if it's on par or slightly weaker, we are like on like Donkey Kong. We're like full on like Donkey Kong, right? Things will be moving dirty style, right? Now, all we need, we have some more information coming out, right? Now, PPI is coming out. If okay, whisper time, right? Whisper. You're the goat, man. I'm learning a lot from your life. Thank you so much. Whisper, right. I'm gonna say this right. If PPI comes in, if PPI comes in, listen now. Listen. Pay attention. If PPI comes in cooler that weekend, you're gonna need to buy some sort of straps or something, or some sort of like you need to work on those glutes because you're gonna need to hold on. Uh, I mean, real hold on. Flames are gonna be the last of your worry. That's all I'm gonna say to you, because if that comes in that way, it is almost guaranteed a rate cut is coming, and I'm gonna show you some data that's gonna oh oh I'm gonna show you. In fact, I'm gonna show you. This is what I'm gonna show you. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna show you the face, so you can understand. I can't believe I'm writing this, but I can't believe I'm writing this. Anyway, whatever. You don't want to see what I'm writing on my screen. 1 second. Where is it? Where's the page? Where is it? There's a face that 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 I want to explain to you what it would be if I can find it. Does it hurt here? How can I put this on here without showing what I wrote? Do I need to save it? All right, there we go. I need to save this. I'm gonna save this image just so you guys can understand the face that we need to have. All right, just so you know that I have this now on my computer and I don't know why I have it, but come on, why is this here? Yeah, here we go. If PPI comes in cooler, this right here, that sort of, oh my god, that is what we're gonna be seeing right now. This face here is gonna be everyone's face holding on while things are going full nuclear. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Full full to another planet. All right, that's all I'm gonna say to you guys right now. If you have another 20% trench to add to your portfolio today, do you wait or on the sidelines? It depends, man. I'm gonna give some key levels and dates as well, but that's what I'm going to be saying right now. All right, cool. You have no idea what I had to write in Google to get this picture. just I feel anyway, right? Whatever. Oh, cool. Now it's coming good. We need to watch it for the PPI. What if PPI comes in cooler as well? We're going to be getting even more absolute god candles. But it looks like, honestly, right now, rate cut is almost a definite. And there's one more thing which is super duper important about the rate cut because a report came out, right? And I like to give alpha, but sometimes no one talks about this stuff, and I'm also seeing a bit of a trend that people are talking about what I say on my lives like a day later or like a few hours later, and I'm trying to get to the point where I'm understanding right now that these guys watch my live. Flattering, but I'm just trying to say, Ray can't sell like sounds like a sell the news type of situation. I'm gonna get on that. Never find me. Right. So what I was gonna say, never find me. They'll keep searching. What's really important right now, and this is super duper Alpharez, like the Nick game. Thank you so much. Right. Alpharez in the hood. Yeah, yeah. Maid of El hood. I'm in some hood that's just London, man. Anyone lives in London, if you don't hear that, you know something's wrong. You're like, wait, should we evacuate? Should we evacuate? If you don't hear it, that's the noise you should be making. Anyway, look, this is super duper important. This right here is strange. So, what's going on right now is it sounds like Oakland, London, whatever. I'm going to change into to see. Yeah, yeah, of course, man. Come, everyone. Anyone wants to go there can check it out. It's all there. We should keep this on here as well. Or because time the chat is a bit delayed for some random reason. I don't know why. I need to sort that out. I need to talk to someone. It's too technical for me to understand. Whatever. What I was gonna say is that what was I gonna say? Yeah. So what this is the ratio of loan demand by companies to actual loan interest, right? I mean, loan demand to actual the amount of loans that they've taken out. What's going on here right now? What's going on right now is that the actual amount of loans by companies that are being taken out is tanking hard. It's tanking really, really hard right now. But what's happening is that their demand is going up. So we have this situation now in, and these are companies that are in the S&P 500, by the way, right? These aren't small companies. What's happening right now, apart from like the Magnificent Seven, the crazy size that have endless amounts of money, right? There was a report that came out today that Apple, was it Apple? Was it Apple or Facebook? I can't remember if it was Apple or Facebook. But this year alone, they've done almost $984 billion of buybacks, right? They have unlimited amount of stable money. But what the smaller guys have, they don't have that money. They need to take loans. So their interest is increasing, but they're not taking out because it's expensive. And when a rate cut happens, right, and these companies now have the ability to get cheap investment into there, to be able to invest into their companies, those companies are going to grow. So it won't be a magnificent led growth S&P 500. It will be an S&P 500 growth, and that will moon S&P 500 and various other things in that level. But there's a but, right? There's a but, and that but means is that around the rate cut, we're looking into September. And September can sometimes be a bit wobbly, right? It can be a bit wobbly. And we have to watch the numbers very carefully to understand what's going on and what's happening. But it's really important to watch those things. But the future of what is going to happen is in this graph that I'm showing you here. It is extremely important. You will come back. I record all of my stuff, so there isn't that kind of, oh, but I said it, I've said it, like no one else. I'm the only one that records everything that I do, and everyone can actually really listen on this platform, and everyone can see, show what I'm talking. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. But, sometimes I get it. Sometimes I get it right. All right, that's that. All right. Now, let's get on to a few more things. Bitcoin is looking really, really good at this present moment. I would want it, to be honest, above the 19,333. It's sitting there exactly perfectly. A breakout from there would be amazing. But the thing that we need to watch, it's super duper important, right? What is important right now is where we are on this, right? Alpharez, who needs to be sorted out? Send me an address. No one needs to sort it out. They'll just keep looking. They need to get busy sometimes. You know what I mean? They'll never find me. I'm in the sky bunker. I'm in the sky. Anyway, I'll get haters, I'm sure. Whatever. What's important here is that we've been looking at this downward trend line in the RSI, this bearish divergence, right? We're good right now. We're still above the uptick of the RSI, right? RSI is still raising, somewhat flattening off, but raising. What's going to be important, and this ain't drawn properly, but whatever, I redid this. Right? What's going to be important? Anyway, whatever, you know what I mean. What's going to be important is what happens, and it's just this now, right? What happens when Bitcoin hits this line? This is what I'm going to tell everyone, and I want everyone to be crystal clear on what I'm saying. You need to invest in soundproof. Why, man? I like the purple. I like hearing them try and find me. I like hearing them try and find me. Popo's stupid. Sorry, not cool. No, okay, that's fine. All right, whatever. What's going to be happening is when it hits this line. This line here is going to be everything. Breakthrough. We are on like Donkey Kong. That is, this here, right, will indicate 135 up. And then from there, you will start getting into the rotation. And remember what I said to you guys. Literally yesterday, I said to you guys, the way this works is that it will be rotating. Dennis, we will be rotating between the two until we get to this craziness, right? Large caps are getting a little bit at the moment, but here is where the dirtiness is going on, right? So the bounce between these two is what's going to be happening until this starts to get fatigued out. Ethereum gets to crazy numbers, probably 4,000-5,000, and Bitcoin start hitting these 135 and above. I remember, look, I mean, I've been talking about 135 ages, but whatever, right? Let's see if we get there. This bounce between the two is where everything's going to be happening. That bounce that goes between the two will then start fizzling into the large caps, and then when so we can be clear, right? So we can be clear. When that rotation, then it's, you know what I mean. So when this starts to really go, then we know that the real fun, it's gonna be happening, right? Right. In fact, I'm just gonna put this picture here. There we go. I'll just put that. There we go. There. Rather than the old season, we'll just put that there. This picture. In England, they don't know what is installation. Hey, I have installation. I just have a skylight that's open. That's why. Just get some aerial light or something like that, right? So that's gonna be our alt season. That picture there. That's what everyone's face is gonna be when it passes to there. Donald Trump, don't mess it up, please. I beg you, please. All right. Okay, cool. That's that situation where we go. So what we will be seeing, looking at that, look at the reaction from this. Look what it does here. This is super duper important. Is more important than anything else in this market, right? As I said, what will be happening, bouncing between the two. This will start pulling back, and ETH will start to go Moonboy, right? And this is what's happening. Moonboy is happening. When this starts getting towards the 5,000 levels, I think there will be some level of rotation happening into the real large caps. And from the real large caps, it'll start moving down into other levels and left, right, center, and moving around. And then we'll get into the data gains, right? There is one level of alpha that I want to tell you guys more, but I'm going to leave that to tomorrow, right? I'm going to leave that to tomorrow. This is what's happening. Yep, I'm told everyone, you know, I ain't called Alpharez for no reason. Alpharez, can you please look up Sol? I know. I told you about it yesterday. I told you about it yesterday, right? That's the situation of what's going on. Right. Now, where are we going forward from here? Anyway, where was I? Yeah, that's that situation there. That's where we're going. Can you please look up Sol? I will look at Sol. We'll get there. More importantly, it looks like we filled this gap, kind of, maybe. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so that we filled that cap. Speak about Rubik cubes. No, I won't be doing that. I don't need to. I've already done my show about it. All right. Now, SBX again. Yesterday, I told you exactly what was going on. I said that this was going to most probably continue on. We're going to be getting to a point, and that real point, right, is where I would not be surprised. Look, there's going to be a point, and I want this. I want everyone to understand this, right? There's going to be a point, but guys, can you stop? I want to tell you guys something. You guys, all you have to say, right? All you have to say is that if there is one coin that is highly pumped, people will say, "What do you think about this coin?" Right? Because that means that they're going to try and ape in when it's green. It's always the same. Always the same. Always, 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 always. Right now, there will be a point where this pulls back, right? And I might be kind of leaning towards, and I'm not too sure if I want to say this yet because people start freaking out, right? So I have to be careful. But I think there might be one more opportunity before the big go. Might be. There might be, right? This is the situation. Learned my lesson looking for red coins. Great. You need to listen to the videos that I said to you. These are just things I know from experience. That's all. However, do you see ZBC and project? Okay, you said it twice, so I'm gonna look at it later on. Yeah, facts. People ask about coins when they move 80%. It's what everyone does. People like chasing green. They get fearful. Look, I did a tweet about it. Right. This is the thing. Green is FOMO, right? And red is full blown. It's the nerve that you have built in this industry. When it's green, I told you in the video, this is how these whales beat these guys. They just accumulate more when it dips, when they know that we're in a trending market. But whatever. There will be a point where this will start to turn around, and I think some level of a pullback might happen before the real time. And I'm thinking, is CME gap must be filled? Not always. Not always. It can sometimes not be filled. And I'm going to show you something here, right? I want to show you something here. Sometimes, if we look at this composite cycle analysis, right, where it basically adds all the cycles of, and then we look at the cycle here. Sometimes in September we get a pull down. Sometimes, right? Sometimes we get a pullback. But this is the thing I want to say. I've showed you guys. It's really, really important, right? Money is made in red. Yep, good. I will say this to you. There might be. We might get one more opportunity. One more. And that would be possibly the best buying opportunity of your lifetime. Because usually what comes from here to the end, right, is massive. It's massive. I just want to explain this to you, right? It will be monstrous. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say to you guys. It's one of those things you have to be careful. Make sure. I'm not saying anything. We still have a long time to go there. A lot will move up until that point. There's a lot to be played. A lot to be and done on that side. Right. Okay. Cool. Now we're looking at gold. Yep, that breakdown is happening. Right, which is great. It didn't break up. It's actually breaking down. The break of this 55-day EMA is going to be the secondary level. If we start breaking this line here, as I said, 3.26, 3,600, 3,000, 3,270. Let's say that. If it breaks that, then things are gonna get really, really juicy in this time. You're getting a blow off top. I mean, I don't even think I can make that joke. I'm too afraid of my wife. Anyway, whatever. It's all cool. Anyway, let's move on from there. All right, so okay, all right, all right. No offense to Volvo, right? No offense to Volvo. I can't do it, blow off the, anyway, you know what I mean. Um, we know here, right? Volvo, great car. Just saying, but Lambo, Volvo, they end in O, makes sense, right? Long setup incoming if it pulls back. Yeah. Can we stay Alpharez nickname? Can we stay Alpharez? Yeah, sure, no problem. Um, Again, break of this trend line is extremely important. It's super duper important, and I'm telling you now. Um, this is the key thing that I. Oh, what's going on, right? Alvarez, didn't you say that April was no? But you see, you need to understand this, right? I am not like other people who do this. There are people who, when they really don't know what they're talking about, right, and they know like a little bit, they'll stick to something. They'll be like, I am this for a long enough period, and there'll be a point they'll write, and then they'll jump on that point, right? They'll be like, see, this one time that I said it, I was right, so you have to listen to me from now on, and they'll keep on that vibe, right? Whereas what I do is that when aspects come in, I look at world data, I look at the charts, I look at everything else, and give my perspective. And that perspective is always evolving. You cannot be one way or the other. It really is that way. I just want everyone to really understand that. You're a genius, bro. Stop, Lamar. But I am happy for you, man. I'm really, really happy for you, honestly. Right. This is what I'm gonna say. We break the 410. We break this channel, and things get really interesting. We break 380. I want to show you something, right? And I was because I looked short term, right? Short term. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one might break. Now I'm gonna whisper this, right? See, this is the reason why I think maybe we'll break through this. They'll tap that, and in September, maybe have a retest of this 410. That could be the ultimate. That would be the world's best buying opportunity. If we break, I didn't do something. I didn't think of something. If we break this 380, I zoomed out. That would mean we are breaking a multi bull run support line. Technically, and I'm trying to be careful here, right? Because I don't want you guys too excited, and I don't want to get too excited. Let's see if we get there. Technically, we could retrace the full movement. Technically, it's possible. And I just want you to understand what that would mean. I just want you to understand what that would mean. I would be looking at buying Iceland, right? Forget the US government. I'll be looking for Iceland, right? Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I've moved on from car to island to Iceland, right? I'll be buying Iceland, and I'll put the headquarters of TikTok there, right? That's what I will be doing. That will be, if this retraces that, if it retraces this whole movement, right? Because technically it's possible. It's technically possible. I'm not saying it's not. It's technically possible, right? It's not out of the realm of reality. All right, I'm gonna add a new line here. Let me add a new line here. No, I don't want to add that one. I don't want to add that. All right, I'm gonna add a new line here. This new line, right? I'm gonna call Iceland. Right? Iceland. Right? That'll be Iceland. So this is Iceland, right? And I'll put TikTok tick TikTok headquarters. TikTok headquarters. That's not how you spell TikTok. Oh well, okay, whatever. Let me just delete that. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Iceland is an excellent supermarket chain. I could buy the chain as well. I'm just thinking the island, but you know, Tiki Toy, whatever. You know what I mean, all right? I got excited, but Iceland is my Iceland would be my first. Maybe not Iceland. Maybe like the Palm. No, anyway, whatever. Right? That's what that would be. Just buying a whole country. Yeah, that's where it would be. Right? That's the situation. So Lambo. All right. What would this be? This would be island. Island. Right? Island. And party for everyone on the stream. Right? Party. And this is Iceland with TikTok, right? That's the levels that we're working on right now. Volvo, Lambo, Iceland, Island Party, and then we go to actually buying a country, right? That's where we're going. TikTok land. There we go. TikTok land, right? There we go. I need to delete that. It's annoying me. 1 second. Let me just. There we go. There you go. It looks like a kid's written it. Anyway, whatever. It's cool. Anyway, there we go. That's that situation. That's where we're going. Watch these levels really, really carefully. Again, this is going to be a local. I got a feeling this is going to break, and then this it might come down here towards the end of this month, and then retrace, and that could be a world-class buying opportunity. Now, I'm saying this, so if it happens, to not freak out. All right, I want everyone to understand, because I got a feeling, right? There's gonna be like bears gonna be like, they're gonna be like, is it? Can I come out now? I feel like I should come out now. December. Top. It's top. Go on holiday. Right? Those are the things that will start happening. Right? Just letting you know. Be prepared. This is a possibility. But up until that, there's some dirty moves that are going to be happening. Things can go absolutely wild and crazy. Now, I mean, look, you know what? I've been so busy today, right? I didn't even be able to shave and do all that kind of stuff, because I've been going meeting to meeting, because I've been so busy with what's happening with Fat Cat and work, and I just put work aside while I was trying to deal with all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm seeing these graphs as I'm seeing it here for the first time, and you see how unbelievably accurate this is. Take some profit at the first line, buy back in the retrace. Exactly, redemption. That's the one that's what I will be doing. Now, this rejection of this trend line, I said it's coming to get rejected. And not only that, it rejected off the 382. What does that mean as a 382? It means it's a strong trending graph, and that strong trending graph usually reacts off the 382, which means, what are your ETH targets, Alpharez? I sold a third of mine at 4.5k. Whatever. Take profits. Good. Whatever. That's not really where the fun time's gonna happen. The fun time's gonna happen in the other coins, right? That's that situation. That's where we are on this. This is probably gonna go down. I would say keep an eye out on the 57.73, that area there. It's a bit of a lazy way of doing it, but sometimes lazy can work. It's in essence that look, what this is the full moon move. Too tired, man. The full move of what this breakout from the the bear flag coming down to retrace down from that point comes to roughly about the 57.73. Roughly. Lazy. I like lazy. Sometimes it works, right? It also, strangely enough, I mean, of course, I'm not just doing that chain. It comes to a really key area of support on the graph. That there could be a bounce zone which could cause some form of retrace. We'll see what happens. Check that out. It's very, very important. This could be a local area to take profit as well. Now, what was I going to say? Again, if this breaks, then we have a massive move down. This move down to here is even huge. Now, that's what she said, right? What are people's thoughts on Cotswold's afternoon tea? Anyway, right. So behave. Right. So what? Guys, yeah, ETH can go. Not too much more, though, I don't think. There's going to be a certain area where there is going to start to pull back, and these majors are going to be running like crazy, right? But again, the number 54.53, this is such a strong resistance zone. But again, if that breaks, what coins on your screen? This ain't coin, man. This is a Bitcoin dominance, right? If this breaks, I'm just saying, if this breaks, forget Iceland. I'm gonna start looking at actual, like, okay, all right, all right. This would be here would be G7 countries. There we go, G7, right? This is what I'll be looking at if it gets done. All right. if if Bitcoin dominance gets down here, you're gonna see me at G7, right? I'm gonna be rocking out with like Donald Trump and like the UK president and all that. I'm just gonna be that guy. Which one of you am I buying today, right? That's where I'll be when it gets to that point. If it gets there, that's the right. It's getting. All my profit taking was based on key areas in Bitcoin and USDC dominance. Perfect, man. Well done, well done. If you buy a country, making me the president in it. Yeah. What do you mean? You're like the CIA. You're the security. You're gonna be like, I'm CIA, bruv, right? So get off that table, right? I own this place, right? I know what you did last summer. You know that film you watched last night? Yeah, jog on. I can see Lamar. Oh my god, with this big sort of whatever necklace. Anyway, what is going on? I don't know. I just whatever. If you had extra tables on the side, where would you add? Oh man, I can't look. I'm not the one that's going to tell you exact things, but I will tell you something. I'm going to tell you guys something that right now is relatively quiet, right? But I'm betting on something. I'm betting on something that if it works, oh, it's going to be one of the best confluence plays I've ever done in my life, right? I'll explain that to you tomorrow. Are we going to run for a bit now, or is that last pullback? I think maybe around September-ish we might get a pullback. Might get a bit of a pullback. I should like to formally apply for a head of security position in your new country. No, that's Lamar. I'm sorry, head of security is Lamar. He's security, CIA, all the stuff. Any type of protection, you go to him. He's the one that's there. Anyway, that's that situation. We have to be careful. What's that? All right, let's move this back. All right, let's get into what we're talking about here. Right. Now, what we need to see is a candle close below the 59.76 around that area. A candle close or a day close before that. That means that alts are gonna go do some dirty things, right? Crazy things are gonna be moving there. I'll be security too. No, Lamar all the way. I can see it in his eye. He's big boss, man. I can feel it. I can feel the best big boss vibes. He's definitely big boss already, man. What are you doing, man? He'll just be continuing on in the bigger scale. With like information in it, bruv. Anyway, sorry. I'll stop doing that. Alright, okay, cool. Where we go? Alpharez Mega Iceland great again. Oh man, I went in there once. They do really good, like man. I was so okay. Alright. It's been so long. This is how ridiculous it is, right? I've been to Iceland very few times in my life, right? And I always thought, I don't know why, but I always thought Iceland was a place where you would buy ice cream, right? That's what I thought. It was like ice cream is where you go to Iceland for it. So we had this a bit of thought about going to Iceland for ice cream. I did buy a lot and regretted every single thing I bought because the packaging looks really good. Like the packaging is like, wow, that's really cool. And then you open the package and you go, but this is different. And I may have like given it to people. Anyway, whatever. What's your serious top five this alt season? I mean, I've thrown some of my portfolio into the things I bought into the group, so into the pro group, so it's there. I'll be doing a lot more in the pro group today. It was just catching up, man. I didn't have time to do anything. I didn't have time to do anything. I put aside so much stuff I couldn't do it, but from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to be back on that jazz as we're going. Right. So Delta 3 against Bitcoin is coming to a really, really super duper juicy area, right? And that juicy area is that. That there is, oh my God. That there is perfect retest of the bull flag. Like, perfect. It's a bit too perfect, to be honest, but perfect, right? I mean, where are we? 9.14 million. Breaks that, we're Gucci. If it breaks the 9.53, we're full blown alt season. That there, my friend, is alt season. I feel like, and I don't want to say it, but I feel like I like that was the bottom. Like we caught the absolute bottom. Like absolute bottom we caught right there. I mean, it's been there. You saw it right, absolute bottom. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Right. We're looking at the US 10-year Treasury bonds. That rejection from there, it means it could be further continuation down. And what looks like it's going to be doing, and it's what it's doing, which is amazing, is that we're seeing lower lows and lower highs. That is a downtrend. Downtrend is what I like. And things are going to be start to go a bit crazy when we start getting full blown stable coins coming into the market. Join his route. You will get more detailed examples there. Thank you so much, Redemption. I appreciate it. Although today was a bit, I apologize. Can you speak a bit more about the rotation of money that we're discussing yesterday? I mean, it's all right. I need to open up two pictures again, but okay, I'll do that. Let's get this. Let's get this here. That's that. That's one. And I'll open up this one. Right. Okay. 1 second. Need to do some adjusting. Right. There we go. Do some adjusting. There we go. All right. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. Of course. Yeah. Sorry, it's just that face. Oh, God. Oh, why can everyone relate? Anyway, should I be relating to this picture? Anyway, whatever. It's cool. What the way it goes, right? It's gonna bounce between the two. So what you'll get is a ETH pump, then rotation to Bitcoin pump, ETH pump, Bitcoin pump, moving from there. Then there will be a point where ETH starts getting to I would say between 5 and 6,000. That's what I think, right? Around that level. It will start rotating into, this will start, in fact, I'll show you. Can I show you here? I'll show you afterwards, right? Because this will all disappear. What will happen is that it will start moving into these large caps. You'll start seeing the top, I would say 20, maybe 30 coins start doing some stupid things, right? Things start going to Valhalla and all that kind of jazz, right? When that happens, then we'll start. I mean, we're seeing some majors pump already, like Solana's starting to move, and that's a good sign, right? Then what will happen, usually, and it sometimes happens, right? This sometimes happens, is that there can be that final shakeout. It happens most of the time. There's always that final little like scare moment where everyone's like gets scared out their notes. And I'm trying to do content so people can be prepared for those things, right? They're gonna make you feel like it's over. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it doesn't happen, right? But then what happens here is that those large caps, these will start to reduce and reduce. Large caps will start to go crazy, and there'll be a point where this hits its crazy levels, and the rotation from this will be massive into here. Can I contact you on Telegram? Of course you can. Everyone can. I don't know of anyone that's messaging me on Telegram that I haven't replied to, and if I haven't, it's because I get 6,000 messages a day, right? I'm not like everyone. I don't keep a distance from everyone. Everyone can talk to me. This cycle there has been countless shakeouts. Yeah, there's always shakeouts, always. Is the money flow similar to how it would rotate between S&P 500 and Russell? Yes, very, 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 very acute there, Redemption. Yes, very similar. But this has more impact because those two are huge. They're enormous. One company is the complete size of the complete of this industry. I don't want to say the word. TikTok doesn't like it, right? So where the situation is and what's happening right now, and this is the thing that I will say, the move from this to this, is it starts getting crazy because like these altcoins, when they're sitting at like 50 million, 60 million, 2 million, 5 million market caps, you're looking at Bitcoin where people have put billions into, that rotating into Ethereum where they're putting billions into Ethereum, then spreading, because each one is more of a spread, right? It's spreading like a family tree, right? Got the main Bitcoin, then Ethereum, with Bitcoin and Ethereum mother and father, and it starts spreading down. What happens is that the large caps get to crazy market caps, and then the filtering down from that to the lower coins. Imagine $1 million going into a 2 million market cap coin. What is that going to do to the market cap? It will do like 40x. Do you understand what I mean? And I'm not saying $1 million is going to go into it, but the smaller ones that are like at 80 million market cap, 50 million market cap, $1 million going into that's going to raise the market cap by a couple of million, easy. And there will be like one person buying that, and it will be like popcorn. But you have to be mega agile. I'm telling you, sometimes these things can only last 2-3 weeks. Thank you very much. These can sometimes only last 2 or 3 weeks, right? And that's where you have to be careful. I hope for a more elongated run. Because we're coming off really restrictive. Do you have videos on how to understand market cap? Yeah, of course, I'll do it. Look, what I will ask of you guys, if you want videos for me to describe certain things you don't know, you don't understand, you want me to give a better understanding in the way that I do it, just comment on these my videos. Hey, Alvarez, can you do a video on this? Can you do that? Can do that? And not only will it help the algorithm on my videos and lives and this and the other, I mean, and it's that little bit of a payback of what I'm doing here to give you guys, all that kind of stuff. And then we can move on from there. Alvarez, is there a video explaining how whales trade, like the TikTok video and posted? I will explain that as well. That's a harder thing to do because each one is uniquely different. You need to understand on that aspect as well. Anyway, right. And then when it goes to there, you go into full-blown alt season, you're going to be getting these type of faces everywhere. This will be like you go to one coin and it'll be like go up, and then you'll go to another coin and go, oh my god, and then we'll go to this guy going like that's literally what's going to be. It's going to be that in multiple areas. But what will happen is it'll go up, and there'll be a point where you need to take profit. Know that these things will never go up all the way. The only ones that I would say that will somewhat hold is these two. Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think, are going to be super long term. Stable coins are going to be on Ethereum. I just want everyone to understand that. I'm giving you all the factors of it. They're going to be staking Ethereum because they can't give yield on stable coins. Please, everyone, get that into your mind. I would not be surprised, and this is going to be a bold statement, right? I hope you know how much we appreciate what you do for us. I'm not King Alfred. Don't say that. Don't say things like that. Look, I'm one of you guys, right? I'm one of you guys. Always think of it that way. I'm one of you guys. However, is there a video you can talk about what you think Fat Cat can do in the future? Thoughts? I can't do that video. That I can't do. But crazy things, right? I'm going to get to that. I'm going to explain. Something mad is happening with Fat Cat right away. And it's, yeah, the news is insane. What's going on? But one of the community, the whales, in a whale group, is good at like looking at wallets and stuff because I was just so busy today. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. Get to it. Right. That's that situation. That's what's going on. So you have an understanding on that. That's where we go from there. Right. Okay, this rejection from there further down, it's gonna be really good for the markets, and I think this is gonna continue down aggressively as more stable coins are made, more of the US debt is gonna be bought. And what is even more impressive, right? This is if Donald Trump can pull this off, I genuinely think he should get some sort of prize, because if he can pull off the creation of stable coins to buy US debt, then US would be control of its debt, and then no one can say anything to them. They can do whatever they want. On one hand, if you think in a good way, that's great. On the other hand, you know what I mean? Thoughts on holding a ton long term? I'm holding a ton long term. It's got 364 million users, man. Please. Thanks for the expansion experience, and is invaluable the first time. But yeah, man, look, whatever. As I said, you guys can go to the on the link below in the video on the tube. There's a Learn by Alpharez there. People there will help always, right? This is the thing that I would say, right? We have, fortunately, one of the most amazing communities. People there are absolutely incredible, right? So they're really good people. There is no stupid question. Ask away. Everyone's welcome, right? And it's not like other places where there's like a paywall to get into it. Now, where are we going? Okay, Ethereum. I said, man, again, I told you. I said it's looking really great. This looks like continuation. Amazing. I think this level here is going to be really, really important, right? We would say some sort of rejection maybe from there. Oh, I don't know if it's strong enough though. Maybe we'll get there. When we get closer there, I'll talk about that. That could be for another thing. Your thoughts on American coin? No tax, higher price. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of American coin. What's an American coin? Is Link going to have a pullback, then run again? I think most of these, if it happens, at this present moment, no one really knows if it happens, right? There's that situation. Now, others right now, right? This is the thing to look at. Technically, we've pretty. I mean, I'm gonna say high, but like, you know what I mean? We're talking like less than an inch, and you can't get married on less than an inch. You need the full blown, you know what I'm saying? I'm so happy I didn't sell in the bear trap. Was getting itchy. I told you that okay, talking about bear trap. I said, I said that this when it's up here, it was when it was the 50%. I said it could go here. This could be the bear trap territory, and no one listened. Everyone's like, no, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. You've got a basement in the sky. A basement in the sky. You don't listen to this dude. Anyway, that's that situation. That's where it's going, right? That's what's happening. We've technically done a just the tip, a move on others, but we need that breakout from this downtrend. That downtrend break, technically we are printing a high and a higher low, but we need that to be confirmed, and a breakout from this will be huge for all altcoins, right? I think everything will go up if things go in that manner. Total market cap. Wow, that's a beautiful. Oh my god, my drawings are so. Oh wow, look at that piece of art. I don't know what is going on here, but let's get rid of all this kind of stuff here. Let's get rid of that. Right. This breakout is huge, right? This is following what's going on. I think this 4.5 trillion may be an area which we could potentially, by the end of the month, maybe can't get married than less than an inch. Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't get married than less than an inch. You need the full what do they call it? What's that word? The anyway. I don't know. The full Monty. Yeah, okay, that works. The full Monty. That sounds good. Right, you need the full Monty for it to really show marriage material. There you go. And then and then 1 second. 1 second. Let me just redo this. 1 second. Right. That was a meeting calling me, by the way. Right. All right, there we go. I'm back. Do you think tomorrow is a massive profit taking again distribution, or will climb up? We'll see. The PPI is also important, right? I think that if things go pretty well, next week is going to be very, very good for everyone. I think next week is going to be some yeah. What was that? What? I'll never forget. I can't say it. I don't know if I can say. I don't know if it's rude or not. I don't know what it is. But someone called one of my friends. Someone calls one of my friends a. I don't know if I can say it. I don't know if I will get. Someone called one of my friends a datty man flex. So if we next week, I'm assuming we're gonna be a datty man. Right? Take as you will. Take as you will what that means. Right? It can go both ways. Where is that going? Yeah, this is good. It looks like it's going there. This 4.5 trillion mark is a very important thing. Bruv, Sol is almost at 190. Yeah. I mean, I told you. I told you. Well done though. Well done, man. Total crypto market, right? What's happening right now is that we're coming into a very, if we can hold within this parameter between 1.14 and 105, this level here, if we can confirm this and stay here for a while, that will be huge, because this 1.14 trillion support line is heavy, right? That's heavy support. Can you see Solana Alpharez is still climbing to 190? Yep, I know it can go much more than that, right? This is gonna be heavy resistance. So what we could do is get like this, come here, tap this area. I'm not saying this is gonna happen. It's just my thoughts. Tap this area, possibly see some form of retracement, and then we go to, break this out, and then we get marriage, right? So you guys understand, this is what marriage looks like. None of this tip stuff, right? We want the full Monty. We want we're just gonna consolidate Bitcoin dominance too low. We just gonna consolidate Bitcoin I don't understand what you mean by that, man. But yeah, that's what we want. We want this level here. Now, I would say, you just say SPY is at all-time high. Yeah, I think there's still movement in there. If you look at SPX, I think here is actual top. I think if it taps here from this multi month level support line, right? The long-term channel has been broken, which is huge, right? But we're in a bull run in the SPX at the moment. But I think here around the 7,000 to 6.8, maybe 7, maybe 7 it might hit. Maybe. If we go full blow off, it's 7.8. That's the fib retracement for that. Maybe possible. We'll see. But we'll see where it goes from there. Right? Where was I? Did that. Right. ETH. Again. Beautiful. Beautiful back test. Beautiful hold of the 50% level on the fib. I've shown it. It tapped to hold it once, held it twice, and then exploded from there, right? And that second time came in absolutely perfectly at the time of the 21-day EMA, where on this lower time frame, if it's bouncing from that, it's super duper bullish, and it will go crazy from there. What did Bitcoin dominance need to be at for all alts? If you want to check it out, you can go check the recording on one of these things. Also, check this out. I put a lot of my updates onto there as well, right? That's that. Now, again, we looked at others, and that's what's going on in that way there. Now let's talk about Lamar, right? Now let's talk about Lamar. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful bounce off this area. And this is the situation, right? They'll ever send express your application. They've ever send express your beautiful bounce from here. We have to, what I would say is that this could most probably continue up to 19566 around that level easily, right? And that there could be a potential area of some form of rejection, right? Because it is a strong rejection point. Remember, last time it rejected from the, we had a massive pull down, right? A massive pullback, and that's something that we have to be careful, because moments that do that show that that level there is very, very strong level of resistance. I would be, I would be, I would be surprised if that doesn't show some form of pullback, right? Some sort of rejection, where then you can technically load up again and then see where it goes. But still thinking, I mean, I put the levels up here. Any one of these levels can definitely be hit for Solana. People are talking about $500, maybe. It seems a bit nutty to me, but you know, these markets can get nutty. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, the screen is on. Yes, yes. I like it. The journey is important, man. I like the journey that you go through of realizing that I'm not like performing to the screen. Anyway, whatever. There's that situation. Now, let's get to the really interesting side, right? So, what's Fat Cat doing? Oh my lord, it is going. What's Fat Cat doing? I'm gonna give you a bit of an update on that. Pretty good. It's doing pretty good, right? It's doing pretty good. But I will say this, and I'm gonna say this to everyone, right? This is gonna be really important. And I want everyone to understand that Sol was at 300 already when Trump. Yeah, I know. But that was a unique liquidity event, right? Let's not think about it in singular events. This is looking pretty good. Things are moving in the right direction. Things are going well. We have massive levels of marketing coming in, enormous levels of marketing. In fact, if everyone follows the Fat Cat Twitter, right, what will be happening is there is going to be this white or some document where every inch of that document is going to be filled with influencers and various people, both on X, both on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everything. And it's going to be filled with that. We are not going to stop, all right? We're not going to stop until every aspect of that is filled out. Every aspect. So this isn't some sort of, oh God, come on, perfect time at TikTok. I do love you though, and my Chinese spy. Every aspect of that screen is going to be filled out completely, like completely filled out. So this is going on. It's going to be a continuous push from now on. We're getting to a point where things are going to go crazy. We have the amazing news. We know what's happening. We know what's going on. We know the situation. And people who fade it will be the people that talk to me when it's at like a certain level and go, is it too late to get in? Those are the people that will be there. But what is more important, right? I want to show you something. So we applied, right? I heard an Aussie guy talking about Fat Cat. Awesome. We applied to Moonshot, right? Do you know what Moonshot is? Does anyone here know what Moonshot is? Does anyone know where Moonshot is on? What that is? Yeah. Does everyone know what Moonshot? Yeah, you know Moonshot. The basically Moonshot is the Coinbase for memes, right? And the way that you know, God, I couldn't believe this, right? One of my community members, the way that you know that your application, and I don't want to say because it's not 100%, right? Because I'm not. This is just, but the way that you can know that they are really considering, and when I say considering, let me show you, right? The way that you know that is that they start accumulating the coin. This is the thing that I mean. They'll start accumulating the coin because when they're going to list, they want to make profit from it, right? They want to be the ones that actually get in before that listing and before that big news, right? I'm going to show you something. So we noticed a wallet accumulating. We noticed them while accumulating, right? And the way you know, right, it's happening is when they're buying constant amounts from the Moonshot Token Authority wallet, right? I want to tell you that they're accumulating Fat Cat at the moment. I just, I don't want to, I don't want to say it, right? So I'm gonna whisper it. So, so I'm gonna, 1 second. So I'll just put this here and and put this here, right? So you guys understand that this moonshot is acquired, like they're loading up on, and we uh and yeah, so I'm gonna say, and if you want to see my reaction, in fact, so you guys understand my reaction, right? So you guys, can I show this? Can I show this bit? I'm gonna take a screenshot. 1 second. Let me just take a screenshot. I don't want them to see. So you guys understand, my reaction was a reaction. Like I was like, "What? Where did you? Where? I just saw this." I was like, I'm confused. All right, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. All right, I'm gonna show. There you go. You saw it. Okay, so you understand. This was my reaction. I was like, "Are you serious? I just saw it. Holy Manoli." I was like, "Holy Manoli." holy, holy, holy moly, beaches, the deezes, the noli. Okay, all right. I just wanted to show that. All right, so you guys understand. Just so you understand, right? Because they are the only ones that can buy it this way. No one else can buy it this way unless you're listed on the token on their site. Get it? You're getting it. Okay, cool. All right, just wanted to make sure that everyone was getting it. All right, okay, cool. All right, did everyone get it? Did everyone get that? Yeah, holy smokes is the way to say it. It's proper holy smokes situation. All right, cool. Now, what's also most important thing that I want to explain, right? How much did daycare go up? What? How much did daycare? I don't know what you're talking about, man. That's the situation. So it's pretty wild right now. And if you go, and this is the thing, right? This is the crazy thing. If you go to the Telegram, you can see it accumulating it. You can see it like DCing it. Oh my God. This is the situation, right? Man, look, the real monkey, don't do what's look, I always say, like, I'm super happy with the way things are going, what's happening, what's the crazy situation, the fact that Moonshot is acquiring our coin. Let's not go, like, that alone is one of the biggest things I've ever, like, that's wild, right? That's wild. So that happening is a huge thing. But I would also say, right, and we've reached almost like 300,000 volume as well. It's nuts. Things are going absolutely crazy on it, right? We're also going to be pushing really, really hard on the marketing, right? So there's going to be some crazy, crazy people that are on X. So we're hitting crypto Twitter really hard also videos, everything else coming. That's the situation. That's the update on Fat Cat, and I just like, you know, I don't know what to say. Right, cool. Let's get to your questions. Oh man, this is hilarious. Let's get to your questions. Let's have a look at what's going on. Was there anything else I wanted to show you guys? Let me just make sure. Was there anything else I wanted to show you? No, 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 no. All right, okay, cool. Is that done? That was there. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to show you guys. One more thing. This is really important as well. This is really, really important. How much Fat Cat go up? Daycare is autocorrect. All right. All right, that's an amazing. All right, I was like, daycare go up? I don't know. I don't know how much daycare goes up. Anyway, that's that situation. Right. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, let me tell you about something else. Let me tell you about something else. Thoughts on he? I don't know what's happening with he, but you know, he's a good guy. You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing. He knows how to push. At this present moment, my complete focus is on what we're doing and trying to get it to the next level. You know what I mean? So that's that situation of where we are. But I want to show you something else. This is really interesting as well. Really, really super duper interesting. So if we look at the liquidation levels, right? It looks like the 120 level is a given for Bitcoin possibly this week. I would not be surprised if it doesn't go there, right? XYO sucks so far. Will that change? I'm gonna say this to you guys. And I'll give you know what, I'm gonna give that tip at the end. Remind me what you just said, Steve, and I'm gonna give that tip at the end. Liquidity is high up here. There's a lot of liquidity above here. And if it can get at this liquidity at the 120, this thing is gonna go moon like Looney Tune, right? So watch that area. That area should be a really good bounce point. What was the important number for Bitcoin dominance? Lamar, it's on the video. You can watch it back. It's there. I record it, and so everyone can send. I'm just giving value to people, man. You know what I mean? I don't honestly, like everything I'm doing is just like trying to give you guys as much as I can. You know what I mean? Now, one more thing, and this is super duper. Todd, I'm gonna get to it. Todd, I'm gonna get to Filecoin. I get it. I'm trying to. There's a train of thought. I'm getting there. All right, let me get. All right, I'm getting there. One more thing. One more thing, and this is a big thing. Funding rates are possibly the lowest that they've been. And I want everyone to understand how impactful what you're seeing on the screen is right now. So, sorry, I was reading it. So I looked like I was stuck on the screen. I was like, whatever. What is funding rates? So what funding rates, right, and what this indicates is that if funding rates are purple, orange, actually not purple, but orange, and like basically this, right? If it's up here, these colors, right? What that means is that people are so bullish that they're willing to fund their leverage trades for a longer period of time. So they're willing to pay, because you know when you go leverage trading, you have to pay a funding rate. Every 24 hours, you have to pay them something to do that, right? Thought you froze. Yeah, I was about to say. And what that means, right, is that when we're in a really, when everything's going absolutely crazy, funding rates go through the roof because people are like, I'm going to hold this. This is going nuts. We're going to a different planet, right? And we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that at all. And it's usually the biggest indicator. Once we start seeing these oranges, and you can actually see it like pump up fund, right? Funding rates got to absolute maximum here, and then it went to oblivion. And now it's coming back up again, funding rates. And now it went to absolute oblivion, and then it's coming up again. Usually when these go orange, it's the areas where they will pull back. Crypto King thinks Filecoin should hit hard. Thoughts, tokenomics seem off. You know, oh my God. I'll tell you a story about Crypto King. I'm going to tell you a story. He threw an insult at me. I tried to, there was a project, because, you know, I have my own agency, right? There was a project that wanted to use him. I don't know if I can say this. Anyway, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Whatever. I literally looked at my phone and I was like, the insult was so like, you know, when it's so lame. You know when it's so. But what's up, dude? Back from holiday, need an alpha to load. What's good? Hey, man, hey, Lota, how you doing? All right. The insult was so lame that it you know when you just look at your screen going, oh my god, and you're like, you look at it, you go, oh my god. You know, it takes a bit of time to understand that he's trying. It takes a bit of time for him to you know, to recognize insulting you. You know, when it's that lame, your brain doesn't compute it. I mean, it did make me think about it all day, man. All day. All day I thought about that. I was like, what? Wow, that was so lame. it caught me off guard. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, oh man. Anyway, so yeah, so we're funding rates. When you see all of these stuff. Sorry, let me just catch my. Even I'm just thinking about it. I was just like, oh man. Anyway, sorry. It's just 1 second. Whew. Whew. Oh man, that touched the funny bone, man. Oh, God, that's what she said. Anyway, look. So when this all starts to get orange, then you start looking like we're getting the market is getting overheated, and that overheated nature of the market means that there is a uh Crypto Kings. No, he's good. Don't get me wrong. He has some good analytics. It's just there's a there's a slight level of lameness to him that peaked when he insulted me. Like it went it went high. it was high. Whew. Anyway, so yeah, so when this starts getting overheated, it will get orange, and we can start evaluating there. That could be a good sign of that the market is overheated, and we could be due for a very aggressive pullback, right? One more thing I'll tell you, and then I'll look at Filecoin for my man, right? One more important thing. You on mute? No, I'm not on mute. Why would I be on mute? Maybe you am I on mute? No. Right. I like how Todd is like, I don't want to know any of this stuff. Like why are you making me laugh? I don't need laughter. I need pure hard facts, right? Let's reset refresh this. Okay, cool. Look, we're getting a lovely little uptick as well. I would love this to get back up to these levels and possibly go more. I honestly, up here would be beautiful, getting some crazy volume in that. Sorry, it was me. Yeah, I was about to say, like, don't say things like that, man. There's that situation. Oh god. Oh man. All right, so that's that situation, right? Let's look at. Let me look at Filecoin. Yeah. Anyway, Filecoin. Man, I didn't expect. You know, it's so crazy. It just like comes anyway. I'm still thinking about it. I guess that's a good insult, right? uh, Filecoin looks pretty cool. Look, I mean, the thing with Filecoin, I mean, it's insanely down from where it was before, but I would be extremely surprised if this thing gets anywhere close to. I mean, there is what 200? No way. The thing with Filecoin, I'll tell you something about Filecoin, right? Filecoin launched at the exact dirty time of the previous bull run, right? Like it was like peak liquidity, and this thing rocketed up to this level. The chance of this getting here is, I'm gonna say, low. Is my possible theory on this, right? Low. I mean, but I would say this, right? Technically, Filecoin has not broken its downtrend yet, and it is doing a higher low, which is good, and it hasn't done the lower high. I mean the higher low yet. So I would say if it can break, I mean there's so many better coins as well. But what I'm just saying, if you want to look at Filecoin, you can look at Filecoin. If it can break the 2.681, right? In fact, that makes me want to tell my boss to watch his mouth. Good. Anyway, whatever. So if it can break the 2.681, then we could see some expansion, because that would then be, and if it could close above that, then we would say that there is a confirmation of a higher high, technically, right? But the key number for this is 280, 2.8. If we break above that, the 2.8, and this thing will skyrocket up. But be careful with this, right? The reason why I say that is that, yeah, Filecoin, what people do with Filecoin is that they look at this and go, oh my God, that is $238 top for this coin, and it's at 2. That's 100x from here, right? But you have to be careful about these type of things. You have to be careful, because this was unique. This was unique. I want everyone to really understand that this is full-blown unique. What's important to understand is that you need to go level by level, and there are so many better coins than Filecoin to look at. That's my humble opinion. Like, if you look at this, does this look bullish in any way? To me, it's holding its base. And you could get some moves. You could do. It's possible to get some moves on this thing. It's a big coin. But it would have to do something huge to get this moving forward. I mean, it doesn't even look like they have a market maker. And that's saying something. Filecoin has 10x inflation, yeah. Looking for 20x on it. However, the longer the conversation, the bigger the move. That is true. I mean, I did say that. It is true. It's just that there are... look, I don't like giving this type of... would that be counted as that? Yeah, the bottom's a bit iffy. Let's do that. You know what? Let's do it in a better way. It's all right. Don't jazz me on my bigger players. They're good. They're very good. They're good coin. They I can get behind for sure. Do you think Turbo is going through a shakeout? The chart is moving really slow. It's hard, right? It's hard with those type of coins. Look, I'll say this to you, right? I'll say this to you. What, Alvarez, do you think Manta is dead? I think you'll get some crazy moves even in that, to be honest. Got to have a Hail Mary. I mean, there are other Hail Marys you can do. There's one Hail Mary I'm going to give you guys tomorrow. I'm going to give you guys a Hail Mary tomorrow. I'm going to give you one of the most... The mother of all confluences that you've ever heard in your life. And if it happens, it's already gone crazy. That the coin has already gone crazy, right? I got in at a good time. What do you think about Subi? I think Subi's going to do very, very well. It's almost tomorrow. Here, go. Come on, hint. If it happens, right? It's a gamble. I'm already like 1.5x up on it already, right? Which is great. It's having a bit of a pullback today, but it's great, right? But if it happens, because I'm going to drop some mega alpha on you tomorrow. I told one of the community members the alpha because he deserved it. He's a good guy, right? And it and I've given you hints about it. I've given you hints about it. I've given you hints. You just have to listen rather than eat those Doritos or sit on the toilet. Because I'm giving it like a 30% toilet to crisp ratio here. I might do it. Can I ask you slightly technical questions? Of course, you can ask me. If you want to ask me certain technical questions, and just ask it in the Learn by Alpharez group, man. People will help you there. Tell pro group. I will tell the pro group. I will say everyone. I will tell the pro group first. How about that? All right. I'll tell the pro group first. Again, I have a business to run and my life, right? As much as I care about you guys, you mean the absolute world to me, and I'll do whatever it takes, even spending out of my own pocket because for giggles, right? And help you guys and give all this stuff for free. I'm giving people would charge for this stuff. So you guys understand, right? Most of these people would charge what I'm giving you guys, but I'm giving you as much alpha as I possibly can for free. I'm trying to help you guys. All I want from you is to just watch and like my videos and share them and stuff and get my tube to 1,000. That's it. I know they would charge big time. Yeah, this is it, man. This is it. Bro, you're too nice in it. Don't worry, man. I have you for the other side. It's yin and yang, in it. It's like yin and yang. We should get necklaces where I'm like yin and you're like yang, and when we come together, we'll be like the yin yang twins, and we can like control the hood, whatever. We're territory. We can be like the mean streets of like Maida Vale. You know what I'm saying? It's mad. Move that credenza from the street, bruv. Move it to the street, bruv. You know what I'm saying? None of that antique furniture on the road in your house, in it. All right, cool. Whatever. All right, guys, look. Imagining Alvarez in the hood. I went to Peckham once. Is that the hood? I don't know. Is Peckham hood? I don't know. I don't know what it is anyway. Everyone's too hip anymore right now. I didn't get the 100x coin you promised. Really? Really, Joel? Anyway, whatever. What target you waiting for the Bitcoin dominance? I'll leave you on that. I mean, you know what? I've done it. All right, I've done it. It's a bug, not a hack. Yeah, it's a bug, not a hack. I'll never forget that. Alvarez is famous in the hood. Thank you so much, Lamar. Thank you. Now I know that people are looking for it. It makes me happy. Kind of. Does it make me happy? Anyway, whatever. It's all cool. If you want the, oh yeah, let me post the pro. Someone asked about the profile. I'll put it in there. I do have some interesting friends. I don't know. I'm just friendly with everyone, man. Everyone seems to like me for some reason, especially when they're taking my money from my pocket. Then they really like. That's that's the peak of liking. Hey, whatever. So cool. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, about the pro group, and then I'll leave you guys. What about Tab? As I said, I don't know as much as time as I have that I've given you all this stuff. Let me just put the pro group in here, and then we can start moving from there. Yeah. I'm so knackered, honestly. Doing all this stuff ain't easy, bruv. More importantly, I had a meeting and a chat with anyway, whatever. I'll talk about that later on. Where did I put this? Why can't I see my thing? Oh yeah, duh. Oh my god, honestly, that was stupid. Let me just do this. Give the man a break. No, that never happens. However, I've got some GKN tokens too. Thanks, by the way. Awesome, cool, man. I'm glad that people got that, and it's at a good price, and it's working well. That's a really cool thing. Hopefully, we'll be able to do some big marketing on that as well, which could be interesting. All right, let me just put this here. Where did that go? All right, here we go. All right. All right, here we go. I'll put it into the chat, and then I'm gonna bid you guys adieu. All right, you guys have been awesome. Epic platform they have. Yeah, it's insane. It's a crazy platform. I've been talking about it. Like, it's gonna go crazy. It's Fat Cat, the next Bitcoin of memes. If I were you, I'd be on a vacation and chill. I know that, but I'm gonna have my time. That's gonna be around the October period. Towards that time, I'm gonna be taking a couple of weeks off. When I say a couple of weeks, so I'll still be on the chat and everything else like that. But we have a massive holiday planned. We always do it every year. It's gonna be boats and like manors, and we've rented out a 32-bedroom winery. It's gonna be pretty cool. 32-bedroom winery. All of our friends and everything else are coming. There's like big pools, ATVs, and it has the winery has its own lake, so we're gonna have like jet skis and all that kind of stuff out. So we're gonna be doing that, and renting out a boat and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, that's my little getaway and all that kind of stuff. All right, okay, guys, a tiny boat. Yeah, it's a tiny boat. I think I can't remember. It's something like 20 meters or 30 meters or something like that. Something on that level. But that's what we're going to be doing. We do it every year with all of our friends. We have a close-knit friends group, and then we can go from there. All right, guys, love, affection, all that kind of stuff. I hope today was good. I hope things are going well for everyone. And we can go from there. All right, you guys have been incredible. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I will catch you guys later. Take care, man. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.